Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Curtis Kaboom. Now, besides watching horror movies for Kurt-Tober, I also really like playing horror video games on my Twitch channel. So, you could go follow that too. That'd be real cool. But anyway, one of my favorite series is, of course, Dead Space, which perfectly blends action with psychological horror and body horror in space. So, when I saw a clip for this movie that I'm about to review, I immediately got Dead Space vibes, and I knew that I had to watch it for this Kurt-Tober. So, today is October 28th, 2025, and I'm watching Ash. So before you say it, no, this has nothing to do with The Evil Dead. Ash is a 2025 space horror movie that also dips its toes into psychological horror and, of course, body horror. It stars Isa Gonzalez, who wakes up with amnesia on a research base on a mysterious planet in the middle of nowhere. You might recognize Isa from the movie Baby Driver. And as she's trying to regain her memories, she finds that her entire crew has been killed. But luckily, another person from an orbiting space station also arrives to try and help her. This guy is played by Aaron Paul, who you would definitely recognize from Breaking Bad. And most of this movie is really just a two-person show, but I think they do a great job. Their acting of not trusting each other does a great job of moving the story forward, and all of the shots of the space station and the surrounding area all look amazing. I don't think that there's a single shot in this entire movie that has just normal light. Everything's always like a red or a blue or a purple or something. It is very stylized, and I'm all for this style. And speaking of style, I might as well talk about one more positive that I really liked about this movie, and that's the music. It's somehow made a very creepy, techno-y, synth-wavy music that I really enjoy. Now, I think most of the rest of my review is going to be very spoiler heavy, which I don't like doing, but I feel like I have to talk about it. So, most of this movie is kind of a mystery of what exactly is going on and what happened to the crew. So that means not a lot happens until the end. But because this is a psychological horror, they still litter it with jump scares. They're literally just her grabbing her head, hitting you with a loud sound effect, and showing you some gory images that she is remembering or just completely making up in her head because they don't actually happen. It's fine, I still like a movie with a slow burn, but all of the action takes place in the last, 30 minutes. I just wish that this movie was paced out differently, where it showed you the action first, then maybe you could be in on the secret of why she has amnesia, and I think that would have built up more suspense because you want this girl to survive, but I think that they were going for a more mystery approach than a suspense approach. But then I get back to, I don't think that the jump scares really work then, because they just kind of happen. They're all just psychological jump scares, so you don't feel like she's in danger. But there was a very creepy one when she's trying to go to sleep. That actually kind of got me. And let me reiterate, I really wanted to watch this movie because I saw a clip that made it look like Dead Space. There is one monster scene in this where the creature looks like it was ripped directly out of a Dead Space game. And I truly love it. But it is, of course, the last 10 minutes of the movie, and the rest of the movie is what I had previously told you about. But I'd still say this is the closest thing we'll ever get to a Dead Space movie, especially if you like Dead Space 2 with the more psychological, can't trust your eyes aspects of that one. This is really weird to me, because I think that this movie is much better made than the last few movies that I have put into the recommend category. The story is good, the actors are great, the scenery is beautiful, and the music is awesome. I think I just didn't really like how the story was told. I just think it could have played out a little bit differently, and I would have enjoyed it a lot more. So I think I have to put Ash into the maybe category. Once again, we have a movie that has all the right pieces and everything seems to work. They just didn't line it up right. But this is probably going to be the only Dead Space-like movie we ever get. If Hollywood does eventually make the Dead Space movie, I hope that they see this first and take notes.